cue that. Alright, I think we are ready to rumble. Hello everybody, this is Havoc. I'm one of the official streamers for Iceberg Interactive. Today, we're going to be playing STARPOINT Gemini Warlords, and we have with us the creator, I do believe, that is his official title, Zeno. Hello, Zeno.
Hi.
And so today, we're just going to be kind of testing out the stream, testing out the game. Put about, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours total into it. Actually just got a really sweet looking ship. I'm going to show it off for you. Really cool. And we're going to start, this is a warship, or a gunship I think it's technically called. And we're just going to head towards this location, and we're going to try to conquer some things, because that's kind of one of the objectives. Now, this game is in early access, and I guess, Zeno, just kind of lay out basically what the game is.
Well, it's basically a blend of 4X, RPG, third-person, open space sandbox. It will have campaign mode, which will come at the end of the early access. Currently, you just have a prologue, which serves as a tutorial, and you will have a conquest mode, which will be more focused on territory expansion, and you will have, of course, free roam. Which is actually do what you want. You're a lone captain in the universe and you make your own destiny. Saskia said you need to put my volume higher.
Yep, I'm taking care of it.
Okay.
There we go. Let's see if that helps.
Yeah, testing.
Yeah, if anything's too quieter, guys, just make sure to engage in chat and we'll get it all figured out. No worries. Alright, so yeah, we're going to head towards, here's the map, here's the, as you can see, it's a pretty big map total, and so we are going to head towards this little dot right here. We're just going to try and see, there looks like to be some ships. I don't know if that's like a shipwreck area, so we may do some salvaging, we may do some fighting, depending on what's there, and we'll just kind of play it as we go. I mean, we're here for an hour, so we might as well have some fun doing it. And if you guys have any questions, we have both Iceberg Interactive and Zeno in the chat, so he will be able to answer any questions that you guys have, and then Iceberg, of course, will have any questions that they might have for y'all. So.
And there are also people from LGM in chat, as I can see, so they will also help with questions.
Let's see, it's still saying you're a little low. We'll bump you up to about there. Let's see if that helps.
Another test, another voice test.
Alright, so this does look like a nice big old shipyard, or a big old wreckage area. So we may see if we can't do some scanning, if there's some things to scan around here. See if we can't salvage some stuff. Fleet task completed. Now there are a lot of features within this game that will give that 4X kind of feel. We have civilian fleets and we have some combat. Awesome. I was hoping this would come up.
I do have to say that we are not aiming for a full-scale 4X game, like, for example, Stellaris or X-Series or Endless Space. We are aiming for a blend of several genres, because we do not want to lose that core mechanic we had in STARPOINT Gemini 2, and that is this tactical combat. We do not want to slow the pace of the game down too much, and with full-scale 4X games, progression is much slower than in like more action-oriented games like this one.
For sure. Pew pew pew. Okay, so we're gonna fire at will. So all I have to do is drive around and fly around. Let's see if there's anyone in chat saying anything. Now, I did not rearm myself before I got out of HQ, which is a little unfortunate, so I don't have any heavy armament type of things.
Yeah, heavy weapons are mostly good after you get their shields down. Heavy weapons are most effective against hull.
So yeah, I'm trying to take down the little red circle around here is our targeting. Green bars are their health, and then I believe that the blue around that is their shield. So as you can see, we're getting hit pretty hard. Now I should have my friendly fleet here, and they may be in battle. I just can't tell.
Those
Ah!
graphic user interface will be changed in the next update because we had some feedback from community.
Mm-hmm.
For example, for that health bar and shield bar that is not very intuitive and that you cannot see if you're bringing the shields down, so we
Right.
will change. I mean, it's early access, and the way we work is that we actually put the game in alpha on the Steam and then listen to our community, take their suggestions as they play the game, and in the STARPOINT Gemini 2 we actually replaced many of our planned features with their suggested features because they were better.
Awesome.
Simple as that. I mean, currently in STARPOINT Gemini Warlords we have several things on screen that are community suggestions from STARPOINT Gemini 2. One of those is when you get mouse over your minimap, you will see the energy distribution panel. So you can transfer energy between shields, weapons, and engines. That was not our suggestion, that was a community suggestion. Then they wanted less cluttered screen. They wanted elements to be on screen only if they're needed, like
Right.
when you have a health bar or anything, it will fade out when you're not receiving any damage. Speed bar will fade out when you get to a speed you want. Same goes for that tactical display. It was also a community suggested feature by our more hardcore community members.
Right.
They wanted to see their shield status at all times, ammo, power drainage, and other stuff. So it will be, we will make it a little better for this game. Currently it's placeholder for STARPOINT Gemini 2,
Right.
but it still gives you detailed information on the status of your ship.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good. Yeah, I think all those are really good, and it's really good that you guys are listening to the community because that's very important, especially for games like this. Space combat can be a little bit complicated, so it's nice that you guys are doing things like that. Alright, they're pursuing us. We're trying to get out of here. A little bit of dodging and weaving. I'm going to try to get back to HQ to get some heavy armament so we can then fight in combat just a little better and see if we can't take over, I don't know, a couple of outposts or something, some garrisons, and get into there.
Yeah, Obscure DXX, you said, can you remove the tactical display? Of course you can. Default setting will be that it will fade in during combat and fade out after combat, but you can just turn it on or turn it off with a hotkey.
Sweet. Do you want to go ahead and kind of go through the different roles that you can play as with this game? Because, you know, I think a lot of people will assume that this is like EVE Online, which from what I played, it's similar in terms that it's a space combat or space game that you can do a lot of things in. But, yeah, just go through some of the roles that you can do within this game.
Well, currently you have only one class in the game. Not role, but class. There will be several classes. We had 3 in STARPOINT Gemini 2. We are talking about the 4th class here in Warlords, but it's not decided yet. So currently you have only Marshal, which is more like fleet commander, and it's not like a hacker or anything like that. Also, roles. Well, roles are not set in stone, so you can do whatever you want in the game. You can take on as a miner, then after a few days decide it's time to bounty hunt and just switch on your combat-oriented ship. For mining, I would recommend having a freighter or something with a large cargo hold, so you can put more stuff in it, more ore before you have to go return to the station. Same goes for trading. Freighters are better for trading, and since you do not have a limit on the ships you can have in your hangar, you can actually have either collect them all Pokemon style OCD stuff and collect all of the ships in the game, or you can just have several ships for different purposes like combat ship, trading ship, mining ship, stuff like that.
Right.
And roles, of course, you can be a trader, miner, bounty hunter. You can just go around and do freelance missions. That's the only thing that will be randomly generated in the game. Everything else is hand-drawn. But those missions will respawn after you move away from the sector and then come back.
Sounds good. Sounds good. All right, so we are just heading back to base. It's taking us a little while, but we'll get there. And then we'll did some heavy armament, and then we will most likely go to... I just realized I wasn't in sublight. Oh, that could have taken so much longer. And then we'll maybe do some freelance missions and do things like that. So we'll kind of go over, because I know there's like escort missions, there's salvage missions. I've done a couple of outpost defense missions, things like that. So we'll kind of just get into the job contracts and see what all there is, just to kind of give it a better view of the game.
Yeah, Stingbug 5. Are the freighters or mining in already any chance? Yes, it's in. You can mine. There are several freighters and freightliners already available, but currently we have about 50 to 55 ships in the game, and there will be almost 90 ships in the final version. And in the next update that is coming pretty soon in mid-September, we will finally implement something that people ask for, and it's Outlanders faction. It's a pirate faction, and we will implement also 7 new pirate ships in the game. Of course, they're totally different than any other ships by design currently in the game. And we will also have another thing that community asked for, and docking cutscenes. So they wanted to get more immersion by having short cutscenes when the ship is docking to Concordia or any other station.
Awesome. How many stations are there? Currently, I'm going to pull up my map. Currently, I only have Concordia HQ because I don't have a lot of exploration done, but I see the map is very big, and so kind of how many stations are we looking at total?
To be honest, I don't have an exact number at this point, but there will be several hundreds of different objects like stations, off-world prisons, and stuff like that. But you will have one hub, that is Concordia. That will be your hub that you can build new parts on. Later in the stream, you will be able to show that save I gave you. I think it has completely upgraded Concordia. I mean, not completely upgraded because some things are not available yet, but several tiers higher than this basic one. Also, you will have other stations that you can dock on, do your work, do your jobs with, take freelance missions, sell your stuff, buy equipment. So there will be hundreds of them. All in all, in the universe. In STARPOINT Gemini 2, we got another suggestion, that is people had some of our members had more than 3,000 hours in the game. So they said, they said we would like a bigger universe. So Warlords universe will be about roughly 9 times bigger than STARPOINT Gemini 2 universe. So it will be a big game. And that is also what's troubling you with traveling so far, because we did not implement T-gates yet. And we talked on Skype, but T-gates are basically interlinked public transportation system. You will have to pay a fee for it, but you can jump anywhere in the universe basically with them. It's like tram stations in the universe.
Right. No, that'd be good. Yeah, so I'm just going through some of the ships here. So like you mentioned, the Freightliner. I currently have 50 cargo space in my Lyra ship. This, what is it? The Dynasties? It is, it's got 1,900 cargo space. And I think there was one that had even more than that, 2,200 cargo space. So yeah, quite expensive, but definitely if you're wanting to mine, you're going to definitely want a Freightliner, because that's way, way more than I could ever hold in my cargo. That's really cool.
Dynasties we implemented in the last patch. Several cargo and Freightliners we implemented in the last patch. And now we are implementing these pirate ships.
Very nice. Okay, so I've saved up and saved up. I can finally upgrade. I can construct a new HUD, the hub module onto Concordia HQ. Do you think that would be a good idea?
Well, sure. If you have the money, upgrading Concordia will increase passive bonuses that you get in your area, and also the idea is that as you progress through the game and build new, not upgrade, but build new parts of Concordia, it will unlock new features.
Very
So,
nice.
for example, when you unlock a mining or trading hub, you will be able to build your own trading fleets that will do your job for you. So you won't have to go on every trade route yourself.
Right.
You will also be able to build your own ships. The idea is that your faction has proprietary design. So
Okay.
you will be able to build the whole fleet of ships for different purposes that will be unique to your faction
Okay.
later in the game. So basically, as you progress through the game, some new features will be unlocked for you.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so I'm going to go to the jobs board here. We're going to try and find a mission that is suitable for me, that won't be too bad. Let's see. We'll do this maintenance one. Recommended level 4. I am a level 6 right now, but again, I progressed decently quick, and so I feel I'm kind of... that level 6 isn't true to the skill that I have. So we're going to do a level 4 maintenance mission. This will give us 64,000. What is the monetary value called in this game? Are they credits? Are they
Credits.
Okay.
It's in upper right corner.
Oh, okay, there we go. Dirt to dirt. Okay. So 64,000 credits. Our distance is 24,000 away, so let's go ahead and just get to that. We hit the mini map. This is what's I really like this, and you just right click there, and is that the map? Yep, that's the mission, and then we'll just automatically transport there. We automatically go into sublight, which is also very convenient. Oh,
As you can see, your station is upgraded now, and you got another part on Concordia.
Okay,
the
let's
upper
slow
part.
that down. Let's slow it down and take a look.
You can press the P key, which is aligned to plane.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. I keep mistakenly hitting V, and it just keeps messing me up. There we go. There we go. Okay, so yeah, that looks really sweet. I didn't know it would be an instant upgrade. I didn't know if it had a build time or anything to it, but yeah, that's looking like a pretty sweet station right there.
And it's currently upside down. So
Yeah.
if you
Here,
press
let me
E,
go. Wee.
yeah, or you can just roll the ship with Q and E keys.
Yeah, I rolled it with E to get there, but yeah, that's the new part to the station. It's looking pretty cool. And how far can you upgrade the station? I'll give that question out there.
Well, there will be several modules that you can build, and every module will have between 2 or 3 tiers of upgrades. So, and everything will give you, of course, better bonuses and even new features.
Let's see. Someone asked, let's see, Subo Kuha Kusha. I would like to know also if the available fleet can be implemented to help us when we order them to move closer to our ship.
Well, that's something that we are discussing with community to have a sort in the end game, but it's not in yet, and I cannot confirm it at this point. But the idea that you have some sort of a panic button, which will just spawn, let's say, your fleet near you when you're in a tight situation. Basically, like they will jump into the system and help you out. But you will have several ships with you at some point, and when you attack enemy garrison, you just send them there, and they will meet you there and help you defeat the enemy garrisons.
Right.
Yeah, and also we have some more questions like, please make multiplayer like No Man's Sky did. Yeah, we do have it already, so there is no multiplayer at this point in the game. So multiplayer is something that it will not be implemented in Warlords, but it's something that we are thinking about implementing in the next project. Currently, it's a bit too much to chew on because we are working on our own engine, And since we are an own engine and the multiplayer was not initially planned, making a multiplayer component in our engine from scratch would be too much to do now without heavy delays on the game. But also, people didn't want skirmish or PvP. On the last 3 years on forums, there were like 2 people that asked for it. But many people just want to have PvE, like co-op mode where they can go with their friends and do missions together, not against each other.
Right.
So even when we do implement multiplayer in a next project, I kind of doubt it will be a full-scale PvP.
Right. Or at the very least.
And the other problem with multiplayer is actually modding, because the game is fully open for modding. Steam Workshop will be implemented by the end of this year, and when you have completely open game for modding, how can you stop cheaters in multiplayer if it's PvP? If it's PvE, it doesn't matter. In PvE, people will just enjoy themselves, and friends will play together.
Makes complete sense.
Rayleigh 12, is there going to be massive ships like Titan size from EVE Online? Well, yeah. Currently, since we rescaled the whole game, even dreadnoughts in this game look like Titans in STARPOINT Gemini 2 in size, but you will have Proxima. Proxima is endgame ship which will be your own like Death Star or something like that, so it will be ultimate power in the universe. You will have to mine half of the universe to get all the resources for it, but when you build it, it will be practically imbalanced and OP. I mean, it will not be imbalanced because there will be other people that will have big ships, but
Right.
Proxima will be hard to take down.
Someone had a good question. Let's say you completely upgrade Concordia HQ and you still have ore, gas, and materials coming in from stations. What then do we do with the resources?
That's a good question, Fayan. Well, we are still discussing some features and mechanics with our community on forums during early access. So currently, you do not have any kind of money sink for those resources, but we will implement something during the early access.
Very nice. So we are in early access now, correct? Or is this
Yeah,
still okay?
yeah.
Do you have a at least soft release date for out of early access?
Well, we are still aiming for the beta until by the end of the year. Maybe it will get a bit delayed because we have so much feedback and positive feedback from community that we are currently. It's time consuming to implement all those community suggested features, so that can delay it for a little bit, but not for too long. And the soft release date would be between first and second quarter of the next year for
Awesome.
full release of the game.
Awesome. So yeah, that'll give you a lot of time to implement some good things.
Well, we didn't want to do the same mistake we did in STARPOINT Gemini 2 because we had a production plan in SPG2, and we said in early access we will be out in like 6 or 8 months. And we had so much community feedback that when we started implementing their features, it was so time consuming that we delayed the game for another 6 months. So.
Right.
We didn't want to do the same mistake here and just say, yeah, we can do it in 6 months. Yeah, we could if we do not listen to community and just go with our plan.
Right.
But since we don't work that way, and unfortunately not many people work like that in the early access, basically most of the time you just get a finished game with several locked features which are unlocked every month.
Right.
But nothing you say matters, that's the problem.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing too. Like early access, it's the whole point of early access, and I think even some game companies don't understand, is that it's meant to get it out in the community, and then you listen to their feedback, you make adjustments before you give a full-blown release for people who are on the fence about it. So
yeah,
it's really
times change. I mean, Steam's initial idea was to be able to give just a proof of concept, not even alpha, because they refused games that were in beta.
Really?
At the start. We are one of the pioneers of the early access program. I'm not sure how many games were in early access when we came there, but it was just the start.
Mm-hmm.
And then you couldn't even get into the early access if you had more than a proof of concept. Now the situation changed, and if you give people an alpha which is buggy and crash often, you just get negative. You get buried by negative reviews.
Right.
We had luck that our community is really mature and tolerant, and they know how we work.
Mm-hmm.
So we do have a patient community which knows that implementing features they suggested takes time. And of course, since, as long as the game will be open for implementing new features, it will be unstable at some points.
Mm-hmm.
So they know that, so we don't have that many negative reviews. But
Right.
also, almost every negative review that we got for STARPOINT Gemini Warlords is on game stability, not on game mechanics, not on the concept of the game. So they like that. They were frustrated by, I don't know, some issues they were having, crashes and stuff
Right.
like that.
Crashes and things of that nature.
Yeah. So that gives me hope that all those negative reviews will at some point turn to positive, because they like the concept and everything that we are doing, but they were frustrated by crashes. I mean, I don't have many crashes lately. The game is pretty stable,
Mm-hmm.
but of course, every PC is different,
Yep.
and you never know what software in the background can clash with the game and cause any issues.
Yep. Whoa, whoa. Dodging some... Oh, didn't dodge that asteroid. There we go. So I picked up a trading mission. It was basically I had to transport these goods within a certain time. Made it there pretty efficiently, I think. Let's see, get close enough to transport. Nope. Boom. Alright, that was a quick and easy freelance mission. Now, it just popped up that our fleet, so we can build, for those of you who don't know, we can build fleets, we can build ships within our... I can't currently because I don't have enough material, but as you can see, we have ship blueprints that we can get to have... Are they all civilian fleets, or eventually they're going to be like military fleets in the game?
You already have military fleets,
Okay.
and those are those three yellow little ships icon you have on the map,
Okay.
and you use them to conquer enemy garrisons. So you basically, I have to say, this is still a basic feature.
Right.
It will be it will be expanded and improved as we go through the early access. But currently, it works very simple. You just click on that little ship's icon,
Mm-hmm.
send them to any garrison you want to conquer, and then you move to that area. When you
Right.
come in the range of garrison, cutscene will start, and the fight will start.
Awesome. Yeah, so right here, this little 4 group, this is my current fleet that I have. So I have 4 units of these Setia's MK1s or MKIs, and so I have 4 sets of those. My fleet power is at 312, but this little button right
that's true.
here, civilian task, you send your fleets out. It's only going to take 1 civilian fleet, and you can send your fleet. It gets you resources, it gets you some buffs, things of that nature. And just an all-around good idea to keep doing those. Now, I'm hoping that I can pick up enough money here to where I can rearm my ship, and then we can see if we can't go in and try and take a garrison somewhere.
Yeah, and civilian fleets are different than military fleets.
Mhm.
So the one that you showed on the left side,
Yep.
it's a military fleet, and civilian fleets you don't currently see in the game. You can
Oh, okay.
just see them on the top of your status bar
Mhm.
in Star Chart. You can see how many fleets are available at the moment,
Right.
and you can just send them automatically on different locations for constructing new mining operations, junkyards, gas collectors, and of course on those atom-looking icons that you showed before,
The
where they can
civilian
just
tasks.
survey, do a survey
Mhm.
and stuff like that.
Alright, so I noticed here, and you guys obviously won't see it for another little bit, but there's a red rectangle, octagon, septagon, whatever it's called, hexagon. I knew I would get the right gon. But it's labeled red, and I'm assuming that's where an enemy garrison might be. So I may actually, am I right?
You may be right, but actually it's just a border of the enemy territory, hostile territory. But I think there was also one garrison on the upper left section of your Concordia. So you can try this, or you can go up there.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go ahead and send them up there then. I will send my fleet up there. And of course, I mean, there's always going to be a delay, so it'll be a little tricky getting everyone on the same page at the same time. But if we can take a garrison, I did take a garrison early this morning when I played, and it was pretty fun. I had a fun time trying to take it. And that was with my basic ship that I started out with, so I'm excited to see what I can do with this one.
Yeah. And also we have another question. Those ships we can build, are they for our fleet or for us? They're for your fleet. But there will be ships that you can also build for yourself, and you can purchase them or capture them. Boarding is not implemented at this point, but you will also be able to board and capture any ship you encounter in space.
Very nice, very nice.
And of course, when you board the ship and you send your troopers and manage to capture it, you will have the option of either looting and just detonating it in space, or sending it to your station, then selling it, or putting it in your hangar for some future use or future purpose you might find for it.
Alright, so I'm just going to mount some guys on here. I got some cash to spare. I've got a couple of light weapon. I got a couple of rail guns I'm mounting on here. Now, do rail guns take ammo? Because I know we have some ammo for some of the heavier cannons and missile launchers and things of that nature.
No. Light weapons have auto ammo. Only heavy weapons need to be reloaded.
Awesome.
And you also have 3 types of weapons currently. That's plasma cannons, rail guns, and beam weapons. Beam weapons are best against shields, while rail guns are best against hull. And you have plasma cannons, which are like a bit of both worlds.
Okay. Yeah, because I had an ion cannon before. That was a lot of fun to play with. And so right now, my ship, it has a mining laser, but that you said that would be good to take down shields, which will be great. And then I have a couple of rail guns, which should do some pretty good work against the hull, I would think anyways.
Now you can also go and do another thing. I mean, I have a lag, like 20 seconds, I think, lag on your picture on Twitch. But you can go to the loadout, and you can just click on one of those railguns, and you will see the option configure turret on the bottom of the screen. And then you can, if you have money, you can mount additional railgun. As you can see, it's 1 out of 2. So you can have 2 on both sides. And
I gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, so I did that from my right side. You won't see it for probably a few more seconds. So that's good. Now, can I do the same thing for a turret? I guess my mining beam costs... Oh, wow, they cost a lot. All right.
Yeah, if you have money, yeah.
Yeah, I'm running low on money. I blew it all on my ship. I'm sure a lot of people can relate with that. All right, so I think we could probably go ahead and see my my military fleet is already on the border, so I'm going to go meet up with them, and then I think we are going to see if we can't take a garrison. And then someone had a question: explain take garrison. Did you blow it up? Did you take it for your own? Will another one spawn later? So if you want to explain that, you can. I don't mind explaining it, but since you created it, you could probably give a little more detail on what is involved when taking a garrison. Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, broke up for a second.
Okay. Did you get that, or do I need to repeat it?
No, can you please just repeat the last question?
Someone wants to know what they want you to explain what taking a garrison is. I can do it because it seems pretty straightforward, but there may be information that I don't know that is involved. But overall, just what is taking a garrison, and what does that do for the region?
Well, actually, every region is separate in several sectors. On the star chart, sectors are divided by that. Regions are bordered with that full line, and the sectors are divided by that. How do I say that?
The dashed lines.
Yeah, dash lines. And when you take a sector, any sector or garrison, which will give you sector control, you will get passive incomes from that sector, from the resources that are available in that sectors, be it asteroid fields or gas pockets or some ore or something else. And that is basically it. As you conquer more and more garrisons, you will expand your territory. This is currently just a basic feature. It will be, as I said, expanded later. But currently, there is also one important thing. Enemies do not retake or reclaim their sectors, and they will in the later stage.
Good.
They will attack you, so it won't be just going from sector to sector and conquering it without having to worry about it. You will have, like in Risk, you will need to deploy your fleets on the borders, see where the majority of attacks are coming from, and watch out behind your back. So
Right.
and also you'll be able to implement passive defenses on your structures and stuff like that, which will make it harder for enemy to get to a garrison and of course to conquer it.
All right, so we've entered a hostile region. As you can see, they're taking out a dude pretty quickly. But we're gonna see what we can't do. Now my fleet should be. Oh, I placed them somewhere different.
Acquiring new coordinates.
Let's put them over here. We're gonna take our waypoint off, so I'm not distracted by that. And we'll just try this as a little dude. We'll see what we can't do with this little enemy fleet over here.
Flashbeat says, so it may become kind of like strategy game, taking and holding territory. Sounds neat. As I said in the beginning, we are trying to do some kind of a blend between 4X and even strategy and RPG, because you will have classes, you will have leveling up, perks and skill points, which will further increase your stats as a character. You will also have that part of strategy game where you will need to hold your territory, expand your territory. You will have diplomacy, so not everything has to be resolved by fighting.
Right.
And but it's still not a full-scale real-time strategy like, I don't know, Homeworld, and it's not a full-time 4X scale game like X Rebirth or Endless Space or something like that. And it's not, of course, Dragon Age RPG like epic full-scale RPG. It will have RPG elements, it will have dialogues, your actions will have consequences, and you will have a global impact on the universe with your actions. So basically we are trying to take everything from several genres that is actually cool.
Right. Very nice. That sounds awesome. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. It's just the controls at first were a little wobbly for me. I had kind of a hard time getting them, but now after playing for a while, they really seem pretty natural to me, which is really good. It's very important for any space. And I was reading some forums on the forums, and this was an earlier. This is probably right after it came out of early access, and that was kind of another thing that people had mentioned was an issue, but it doesn't really seem to be an issue for me now. So I think it's been greatly improved, or people just didn't understand.
Controls take some time to get into, but actually we will implement also controller support for the most popular controllers like Steam controller, Xbox One controller. Not in this update, but probably in the one after it. And also Subo Kusha, I cannot spell this. Basically, you move your fleet before you, but it don't appear, so it don't help you in battle like this, right? Currently, the fleet is moved instantly. So
Yep.
basically, Havoc, you can just press that fleet and send them to the garrison, and they will wait for you there.
Okay.
You do not need to move together with them
Okay.
because you don't see them. But yes, of course, in the end game, you will have, I mean, in the final game, you will have time that is required for the fleet to get to a certain location.
Okay. So how do I know where Garrison is going to be at?
Uh, well, currently you don't. You need to explore for a
Mm-hmm.
bit. But we will also change the way that Fog of War works. One of the main things that actually, not just community, but also I stand beside them on that one, is that we should have visible planets and both Gemini suns at all times,
Okay.
regardless of Fog of War, because it's a space, yes, and you did come here from another galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you won't know where enemy garrisons are or or every station, but you do need to know where the planetary bodies and
Right.
suns. I mean, you can see them, so that will be changed, and the way that the exploring the map works will also be changed,
Okay.
also based on community suggestions, and I saw one in the chat as well. So basically we want to install some kind of relay satellites, so when you capture a garrison and the relay satellite, you will have that sector explored automatically and not patch by patch like it's now.
Right. All right. So I couldn't really get the battle down, so I decided to get out of it. What I am going to do is we are going to explore, and maybe we can kind of sneak behind enemy lines and find out a garrison. So I put my cloak on. Is cloak available for every single ship? I did want to know that.
No, of course not. Some ships will have cloaks, and they will have not that powerful weapons or shields or something. I mean, that's something that we will balance when we enter beta. But cloak won't be available on every ship.
Awesome. All right, well, during my little discovery, I've actually discovered a garrison, so I'm going to try and sneak attack. I've already sent my fleet there, so we may be able to conquer this really without much of a fight, is what I'm hoping. So
Well, your shields were not in the best.
yeah, they weren't in
I
the
think
best shape.
Yeah, we will see. We will see if this will be an easy fight or if you will perhaps get killed for the first time.
Mm-hmm. All right, sweet. Let's do it. Pew, 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 pew. Now, will there be a cutscene every time that you get into a garrison?
For now, yes. It will be probably skippable later in the game. But for now, you do have that short cutscene. Fion, will the UI support a commodity market price list to see what is good and bad to buy different stations? We are currently working on it, and in our current build, which is not public yet, we do have best buy and sell database, but it's not implemented yet. I'm not sure if we will be able to put it into this update that is coming in like a week or so, 2 weeks maybe. But yes, it's coming. We had it in STARPOINT Gemini 2, and we will have it in Warlords, of course. And Ketanak, when your ship got hit from above, which shields is damaged? Well, think of it as a bubble. So basically, bubble that is split on 4 sides. It's a little hard to explain, but the shield is covering not just a stripe on the right side, it's covering the whole right side of the ship from top to the bottom. So it all depends where the shields get together on the top or the bottom. It depends where you were hit, that shield will take damage. But also there are equipment like shield boosters that can help the regen, and currently I think if you go on your minimap, I'm not sure if your energy distribution is on weapons and shields or steel or engines.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. Yeah, I'm mainly on weaponry at the moment, so I'll put it in the middle to kind of balance out my shields. So that's why they weren't regenerating as quickly.
Yeah.
just do a little quick sublight burst. That's one thing I've also noticed in the few battles that I've played. If I'm too far away, like I like to be up and close and personal. So if I'm upwards of 500 to 1,000 meters away or kilometers away, I'll just do a quick little sublight burst, and then it'll get me there really quick. And I really am able to use that across the battlefield to really just gain some quick ways to get out or to get into the battle, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so we have to destroy the. Is this destroying the garrison, or is this kind of destroying the shields?
Yeah, it's disabling defenses. Yeah,
okay.
It's basically disabling defenses, and then you will be able. So now just shoot at it.
Yep.
And you will get a confirmation when the garrison defenses are down, and then you will just use the context menu and transport your troops over. And at that point, you will see on the star chart that you have that sector
The
complete.
region is ours. Okay, so not detecting any active. Let's see. Oh, I have to get closer. I am on the other side of where I need to be, apparently.
No, just click on the.
Oh yeah, I meant to. Yeah, that's right. Come on, click on it. There we go. Awesome. And so we'll go to the mini map, and as you can see, we got that whole sector. Very nice. All right. Someone said it seems like it's more effective to let auto fire on. I agree. It's way more effective, but what I've noticed is that when you put it on auto fire, it actually randomly distributes to different ships. Am I correct?
Yes,
That's what I've seen.
yes,
Anyways.
but you also get a little less DPS, so it's not quite as effective. But it's basically, since all of these ships have a crew, you do not fly the ship as a dogfighting fighter.
Right.
You actually command every ship in STARPOINT games, and basically you just gave the order to, I don't know, in Star Trek it would be, I think, Tuvok in Voyager, which is a tactical officer, and you just gave them the command to fire at will, and then the computer will calculate the nearest ship and distribute damage from all four sides of the ship accordingly. But of course it will not be as effective as manual targeting, if you're skilled at it, of course.
I'm not too bad. I'm not too great, but I'm not too bad at it. So we're just going to do a little bit more exploring. Let's see, how much time do we have left? I don't think we're going to have enough time today to upload your save, but if we do another stream in the future, like maybe once the next update comes, then we could definitely upload the save that you had, because it's more of an end game. Is that correct?
Yeah. It's a bit further into the game, and you have a bigger ship, more money, better weapons, more weapons. So
yeah, so we'll definitely we'll try to do that. If we can do another stream, we'll definitely do that next time, so we can really get a sense of what the end game is going to be like, so people who are on the fence about early access and gameplay in terms of game time will be able to figure out whether or not it's really worth it. So we'll kind of just try not to die here.
Yeah, you try to survive, and I will answer some more questions. Flashbits, yes, 20 to 25 people are working in Little Women games currently on STARPOINT Gemini Warlords. First STARPOINT Gemini was made by 4 people, second one started by 4, finished by 10, and now we have 20 plus people. So the company is growing, and of course the complexity of the games we are making is growing. And also, why change from Gemini? Does it continue from Gemini? I don't know. I don't understand the question, Vincent. Wow. I mean, it's still Gemini universe, but it's expanded, and it's another story, new captain. Basically a continuation, but also why is called STARPOINT Gemini Warlords and not STARPOINT Gemini 3? That's something. This whole game is community-driven project. I have to say that, because everything that people wanted us to do during and of course post-release of STARPOINT Gemini 2, which was too hard or difficult to implement in the current engine, we made a big wish list, and we decided we have enough material to make a complete new spin-off project, which will be a community-based game. And why not STARPOINT Gemini 3? Because this is 9 times bigger than STARPOINT Gemini 2, but we
Mm-hmm.
still feel that it's not big enough and for STARPOINT Gemini 3. So yeah,
So this is almost like an expansion-ish, but bigger than an
expansion-ish.
expansion.
Yeah, but if you have a base game with 75 ships and 9 times smaller universe and no 4x features,
Mm-hmm.
no territory expansion, and so on. It's more like a separate big project.
Right.
And of course, since we are doing this in our own engine, we actually had to rewrite. We rewrote half of the engine to accommodate new graphics, bigger universe, more ships, better effects, and stuff like that.
Very nice. No, I think it's a really good game. I mean, it looks huge, and I'm sure even what's on this screen right now for the map is yeah. See, it scrolls all the way down there. We have just a very small portion in a corner, and it's still a lot of content there. So we still have a very long ways to go before I even explore even a quarter of the map. So I definitely think that this is a really sweet game.
Initiating sublight.
Yeah, it's big. It's pretty big.
Mm-hmm. Be very nice. Let's see, anyone else in the chat has anything going on? Any questions? We've got another 10 minutes, so any questions whatsoever that you want to ask, now would be the time to do it. Just as an FYI. I've had a pretty fun stream so far. I'm really enjoying all the things that I've seen. Playing it to get up to this point has been a lot of fun, and I can definitely see how people could pump in, 3,000 hours of gameplay even into the early access, because I could see just wanting, my OCD-ness wants to explore every region. Since I have a fog of war, my OCD wants to explore every single bit of this map, so...
Yeah, I agree. And those patches that are currently visible do not help. I have the same feeling about it. So yes, I can confirm that we will change the way the Fog of War is explored. In STARPOINT Gemini 2, it was actually better. In STARPOINT Gemini 2, we had when you cross the hex, then the whole hex would be explored. So you could just basically
very nice.
run through the middle of hexes in whatever direction you wanted, and the hexes would be opened one by one. And now you have those patches in hexes, which are crap, to be honest, and we will change that.
Okay, so someone has a question. Vincent Val has a question about the workshop. They had workshop and that you can mod, and I know you've mentioned this before, but definitely what kind of... You said it's pretty much free range for modding. There's absolutely really nothing that limits it. Anything like that?
Of course. Basically, in STARPOINT Gemini 2, I have to be honest and say that that we actually screwed it up with modding tools. So all modders that were doing mods for STARPOINT Gemini 2 are people who are actually knowledgeable in scripting, some even in programming and stuff like that. We intend to correct that mistake. So in STARPOINT Gemini Warlords, of course, the game will be fully open for modding, and also we will implement much better modding tools. And the idea is to have tutorials on modding that will we will also publish to get to make it easier for people who are not that knowledgeable in scripting or stuff like that, but would like to do their own mods. And we really hope for even bigger mods. I mean, we did have like Star Wars conversions and Star Trek ships and Mass Effect Normandy, and mostly ships or stuff that was related to bigger cargo, faster ships and stuff like that. So now we do hope for even bigger and better mods in terms of full conversions.
No, that sounds really good. I always like any kind of game that you can mod in, because it just makes it more fun. I mean, a lot of people will play the base game in its vanilla version per se, and then once they find things that they kind of you know what, this would be kind of cool if I could build a ship that did this, and then just to be able to build that ship or to have that feature is a really fun thing. So I'm actually exploring I don't know who these blue people are, but I'm actually exploring a new region, and I didn't even know that there were other people. I thought it was just the reds versus the yellows. So it's cool
No,
to
no, there are
see.
several. Yeah, several. Blue is neutral, red is hostile, and you will have yellow, which is you, and you will also have green, which is allied.
Very nice.
Green will be your friends.
So there's currently not any kind of diplomacy at this point, am I right?
No, no,
Okay.
not at the moment.
So what kind of diplomacy kind of things will you be able to do? Will you be able to establish trade agreements, defensive alliances, things of that nature? So do you know yet? Has it been fleshed out? Or is it like previous games?
Well, I can tell you that we plan to do what you said, so some kind of trading or battle agreements or stuff like that, but it can change because nothing is set in stone at this point, because when we implement a feature, we put it out and our community then plays the game and gives us suggestions or bashes us if the feature is not as good. I mean, we got same reaction on Fog of War, so we will change it. We got some not negative feedback, actually constructive criticism on the HUD on enemy ships and stuff like that. So
Right.
if you ask me like 3 months ago if this is the GUI or HUD that we will be in the final game, I would also tell you no, I'm not sure, and it will
Right.
change.
Okay. Well, that sounds good.
Course set.
So let's see, anyone else has any questions? Fleshbit says, you know what most games lack in modding AI. We can always mod graphics and stats, but I wish we could mod AI behavior. So with that question, is it even possible to mod the AI?
Actually, that's something for our programmers to answer. I'm not sure if they're on the chat currently. I'm not really sure. I mean, the idea is that you can mod everything, not just the names of planets, or you can implement even we got in STARPOINT Gemini 2 reputation mod, which actually switched complete reputations in the universe, so you could start the game as a pirate. So
Okay.
all the stations that were available to you in the starting game were now hostile to you, and all the pirate station were your primary hubs at that point.
Okay.
So probably no, I won't say anything to these flash bits because I'm not honestly, I'm not even sure.
Right.
I'm not sure.
All right, that sounds good. Well, guys, I think we will kind of do any closing statements. You already gave kind of a release date, an estimated release date. Is there anything else that you want to say about the game, or anything you want to say to the chat about the game, anything of that nature?
Well, first of all, I would like to thank our community that showed us their support and bought the game in early access, which is not an easy thing to do currently on Steam, because we know how much people lost faith in early access games. But one thing is for sure, and we do have a good record of it, we do finish our projects. We do not wrap half of the game and call it 1.0. We do, and we also continue to update the game after the release. And we had several dozens of free content updates post STARPOINT Gemini 2 release, and we also had 3 DLCs which were community suggested DLCs. So none of the DLCs that we actually released in STARPOINT Gemini 2 were just our idea. One was Secrets of Etera, which was like they wanted the ability to build and research their own weapon, and we implemented that in Ethera. They wanted Titans ships, and that was the another DLC. And the third one was something that community asked us to do, and that was the complete port of original STARPOINT Gemini campaign to the STARPOINT Gemini 2 engine.
Oh, cool.
And we actually released that for free. I won't say that was a stupid thing, because we respect the community and we are glad for it, but it was so time consuming to port the whole campaign.
I can imagine.
That it was a pain, and they really received it very well, because it's probably one of the biggest free DLCs on Steam at the moment.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, anytime any company remasters a game, it's never that I've heard of for free. So just the fact that you guys did that is really, really cool. I like that.
Yeah. So closing statements is basically thanks to everyone who showed us their support so far and who will join us during the early access. I mean, I understand that there are many people that don't like early access games, not because they don't trust the developers, but because they would burn out during the early access phase and then wouldn't be able to enjoy the final product. So basically we have many people that are on standby and are waiting for the full release that I know that we will buy the game at that point.
Right.
But also buying the game in early access means a smaller price. So the price will go up as we progress through tiers of development, stages of development. I mean, the final price will not be much higher than STARPOINT Gemini 2, but yes, currently it's much lower.
Right, so buy it now if you want it. If it looks promising enough to you guys, I would say buy it now.
Yeah.
Alright guys, well, thank you for tuning into the stream. Again, thank you Iceberg for allowing me to stream on your channel. Thank you Xeno for coming in and really explaining a lot of this game to me, because it was very far beyond what I thought it was from initial looks. So I assume that I'll even put up on my Twitter the links to the Steam for the early access, and you guys can go check it out. I'm really enjoying it. I'm going to pump quite a few more hours into it, and again, I hope that potentially Iceberg will let us stream this again, and from that point I have a save of kind of the end game in which we'll do it from there. So again, thank you for tuning in guys. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. See ya.
Bye everyone.